So let's talk about the power of your no as an actor. So I've said this before and I'll say it again. I look much younger than I am, but I have been working in this industry for over 20 years, including living in New York City in that industry for over 15 years. I have special insight as someone who was in a big commercial success like Six, but also has worked behind the table as a casting assistant for an agency that casts Broadway, off-Broadway, regional. Some of you have auditioned for me or I've watched your tapes and you may not even realize it. My viewpoint comes from someone who knows not just one way, but both sides of the table. So I know quite a bit about what I'm talking about. There is so much power in your no as an actor, saying no to things that you don't align with, that you don't really want to do, that don't feel right, that don't pay right. And there is nuance to this. So if you're someone who just started and you just want to get in the room and you just want to work, disregard this. But if you're someone who wants to take your career to the next level, you need to start being intentional with what you are accepting and what you're auditioning for. So I made the intentional choice to sit out this audition season. I have 2 agents. I have representation in both the US and the UK. And I made the decision that this audition season, I would only be going to auditions that they sent to me that I aligned with or that I sought out myself and got myself the appointment for. So that meant no open calls, no EPAs, no ECCs. That was the choice that I decided to make for myself after being in the trenches for the last 14 audition seasons. Audition season 15, I was like, I want it to come to me. And that meant that the auditions that were coming my way were things I really wanted to be in, that really aligned with me, that I was really excited to prepare for. And that meant that I was more present and intentional in the auditions that I was going in for. And I believe that that is why I started to get a bunch of callbacks and offers this season. But there were some auditions that I turned down. There were some callbacks that I turned down, some opportunities that I turned down. There was one specific show that it was my goal to book. And I didn't necessarily have a role in mind. I had a role that was like a dream role, but I was happy to just be in the show. So when I started to get offers or callbacks for things that would conflict with the show that I wanted, I talked to my agent and we discussed it and we were like, okay, we're going to turn this down or ask if we can tape for now. And that's hard to do because we as actors think that we're burning bridges and all these different things. If you're doing it in a respectful and intentional way, it's not going to be burning bridges. But something told me, I was like, I want to be in this show. Like, this is my goal. So I just have to stay the course. And eventually, not only did I book the show, but I booked one of the leads in the show, which was such a pleasant surprise because like I said, I would have just been happy to be in the show in any way, shape, or form. But if I had said yes to these other things and committed to these other projects, I wouldn't have been open for the project I actually wanted to do. Again, as I said, for those of you just starting out, it may be different for you. I do think there is some benefit to getting yourself in the room, going to as many auditions as you can, because it really is a skill. And the more that you do it, the better and sharper you are with your skill. But for me, the power of my no landed me in the show that I really wanted to do. So just don't be scared to say no if you do not fully feel connected to something. If something feels off, trust yourself. Talk to people that you trust. So if you have agents, talk to them. If you have peers that you respect, talk to them. But follow your heart and follow your instincts. For all of you who are out there in the trenches, I respect you. I love you. I'm sending you all the best. Do not settle and do not compromise your morals, your values, the things that are important to you. Know your worth. It will pay off in the end. Love you.